Hello and welcome back to the new Eriador server. Now, last episode, I lost my witch farm. Now, thankfully, I managed to find it again, and it makes a big difference if you actually walk in the right direction. It was very easy to find on the way back. So anyway, in between episodes, I've been doing a little bit of work. I've been getting things ready, and let's just go over there and have a look. Now, thankfully, because it's quite a straightforward trip for me. It's just in one direction. Let's let the lag go. So this is where I'd normally go to the hub, and I sort of built this tunnel going out from the back of here. I obviously need to do a bit of work on this and make sure that everything's safe, and I'm going to make this a lot prettier as well, but I'm getting some quartz here, which is nice. But at the other end of this tunnel, which we'll get there in a moment, is going to be the witch farm. Okay, here's the portal. I spent a little bit of time messing about trying to get the portal down here exactly where the old portal was. So if I go up top, you'll get to see where I went through before in the last episode. But this was, like I say, really kind of easy to find once I realised I was going in the wrong direction. So I came through the nether, sort of headed in the right direction, and got here pretty quickly. No big problem. Old portal there. So basically I just sort of worked out where that was and moved it down to the level of my tunnel down here. So I've been doing a bit of work between the episodes, which you'll see. I've obviously got the tunnel organised to get over here nice and quickly, and I've done a little bit of work around the witch farm, or the witch hut, because it's not a farm yet. That's what we're doing today. We're going to turn this hut into a farm. Okay, perfect. Now, I'm just going to stand back a bit. Now, if you remember all of this, there's quite a lot of trees around here and a lot of land. So I've been round and I've picked out everything within, I think this is 64 blocks square. Now this is obviously not a perimeter. This is just clearing an area so that I can kind of control the spawns. And in between the time, I've been working on my creative server, and I've been having a look at designs that I like the look of, and I've come up with something of my own, which I really like. And basically the idea is that everything's going to be really flat and really low, so I can AFK around about 128 blocks above the bottom of the farm and get fantastic spawn rates, because I'm not really loading in anything below. Anything that spawns in below instantly despawns. So the only spawning spaces are going to be within the farm. And I've been getting around about 6,000 items an hour. Now I know that's not the greatest, but without a perimeter and without too much work, I think that's pretty good. I think that's not bad. So we're talking about around about 600 to 700 redstone an hour, which I think is going to suit my needs. And this is going to be a shifting floor design. It's going to be quite big. I'm going to try, let's see, this is one chunk, because I marked this out as a chunk, which might actually be absolutely perfect. Let's have a look at this. So there I'm in a different chunk, because you can see that I'm a relative chunk thing, and there I'm in a different chunk. So this whole farm sits in one chunk, which is brilliant. So that means that I can go up an AFK outside that chunk, and I should get good rates, because I'll be sort of avoiding the whole sub-chunk thing by building out outside it. So there we go. That is what we're going to do today. I'm going to do a bit of clearing of this area. I'm going to get my resources together. I'm going to work out exactly what I need to do and all of the things, and hopefully we're going to be cutting into a time lapse about now. Okay, so we are back, and this is most of the machine completely done. This is pretty much everything that needs to be done. There's just a roof and the collection area down below. Now, the collection area actually took a bit longer than this. This didn't take much time at all, because it's just one pattern repeated 27 times. And, well, 9 times and then 3 times vertically. So, no issues there at all. That didn't take much effort. But coming down here, this is the collection area. Now, the whole idea with this is that I'm going to use entity cramming to kill the mobs. So instead of, you know, letting them drop down and die at the bottom, I'm using entity cramming so I don't have to have a drop chute. And that actually seems to keep the efficiency quite high. In my testing, the efficiency was very good. And essentially, I don't need to build a perimeter. I don't need to go around and clean up and light up down below because, like I said, the mobs spawn, but they instantly despawn. And in my rates testing on a test world without a perimeter, I was getting around about 6,000 drops an hour, which I think is good enough considering I don't have to dig out a huge area. Okay, so this is what we've got. I'll show you how it works. It's a shifting floor design, and as you remember, these used to work and then they got patched, I think, in 1.9, and more recently this is a new way of doing it. So you can still have a shifting floor design, but you can use trapdoors. Now, it was Etta740 who mentioned this to me. He said use trapdoors, and I was like, oh really, does that work? And it does work. Check this out. So let me just get aligned. I'm going to jump in. How far I get through. There you go. So the trapdoor stops you from shifting too far in one direction, and it makes you sort of cut into the block below. And because of that, you get cut into the block, you drop straight through it, and you know, you end up in the collection area. So like I said, entity cramming is what I'm going to do here. So let me show you exactly what I'm going to do. Now, the first thing is I'm going to place in, let's see, I need a block there. Where's my blocks? I cleared out my inventory to make this a little bit easier to see what I was doing. So I need a block there. I'm going to place in another iron bar right there, ready to go. Now, I've got myself 2 hopper minecarts. These are going to sit on the top. I'm going to push the first one over. Come on, you can go a bit further than that guy. Right, excellent. Where's the next one? We can put that one on there, and then I can break the rail underneath. Okay, so next up is I need to get a water source, and I'm going to place that right carefully on the corner right there, if I can. If I can't, I'm just going to nudge this out of the way. It doesn't matter that much. The idea is they're just going to pick up any excess or overflow that don't, of items that is, that don't make it into the hoppers around. So they're going to make sure that anything that's in this area gets picked up, so I'm not losing anything. So I've got a water source right there. Then in there, I'm going to start stacking in boats. Oh no. Oh, I didn't think of this. I didn't think of this. Why didn't I think of this? Okay. What's the best thing for me to do? If I grab my block there, and then do I have a lever? No. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock that hopper below with a redstone torch. Like that. Now, my item will have flown down to here, which is kind of the end of the line for me. This is where I'm collecting things up, and I'm going to send them that way, and I'm going to build up a little elevator in that direction. Anyway, let's get a boat in there. Perfect. And actually, I'm going to craft up a few boats. I'm going to get all the boats ready that I need for this. I'm back in a second. Okay, so I'm a little bit better prepared now. So I'm just going to place in some holding blocks right here, like that. Okay, so in there I've placed in 9 boats. Now I've got 25 boats at the ready. So let's just move that one out of the way for a second. Put it there. And I'm going to flip this like crazy till it's empty. Then I'm going to fill it up and do the same again. That means I've now got 18 boats right there, and now I need to add another 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Spot on. And then we're going to fire those into there. Okay, so now to get them where I want them, I'm going to put the bucket in there, fire that, drop some down, fire it again, and one more time. Now, that's quite noisy, isn't it? But the idea is that any entities, any mobs that land in this area are going to get picked up straight away by these boats. And then they're going to take a lot of crush damage because there's a lot of boats there. Oh, thank you for the demonstration, Mr. Pigman. And you know how healthy pigmen generally are? You see how quickly that guy died? That guy died very quickly. So this is an awesome way to get your mobs dead. Trouble is, once you've got it set up, you can't really get near things. So let's go down there. Right. So I need to put my hopper back in there. I'm going to take this block back out because I don't need it anymore. Now, am I safe? Yeah, I think I'm safe. I'm going to remove that, place that in there, and then I need to get another dropper, another hopper even, sorry. What do I want there? No, this goes like this. Okay, and then one more hopper. Where's my hoppers? There we are. Going into there like that, and then into there like that. And then, just for a little bit of extra, I'm going to put a block right there, and that's going to make sure that they get a little bit more suffocation damage as well. I don't think it speeds anything up. I tried it with and without, did some experiments, and it seemed just as fast any which way. Now you see that every single one of these little bits of item that are dropping off are getting picked up. Did I put one around the back? Am I going to be able to go see? I'm not sure I can. Oh, no, I can't. Maybe if I jump up down in that corner, and then we can at least have a look. Great placement there, Gruva. Great. Okay, yeah, so I want that back. Let's break that one as well. And then from there, I'm just going to put in half slabs, just to make sure that nothing can spawn on top of this. And then that's it, that's this side all done. Time to move on to the other side and do exactly the same thing again. And then once we've done that, I'm just going to put a couple of water sources in. They're going to be offset, but they're going to make sure that all of the witches that fall down here get pushed into this area, they get pulled into the boat, and then they die very quickly. So that's where we are, that's what I'm going to do, and we're back in a second. Right, there we go, that is both sides done now. So I need to do a little bit of tidying up in here and then add a roof onto this thing. So let's see, if I get rid of that, and I'm going to go up in this corner right here. Whoops, oh well, doesn't matter that much, there's nothing down here to break anymore. Right, so how are we going to get the witches over there? We need the water, let's get that in hand. Now this is the centre line right here, and I'm going to do one there and the other one's going to go offset on this side. So let's see, I've got to remember to go to the right or the left. Yeah, right there. Now that should make sure that everything gets pushed in the right directions. Yeah, that's looking good. Anything that lands down here is going to end up in my crushing killing device. Brilliant. I reorganised this a little bit because I realised that I need the witches to have a bit more headspace so they get into the boats a little bit more easily. So whilst they're bobbing around, it helps. Right, so I'm just going to put a few slabs over the top of this, and then we can tidy up. Okay, so that is it. That is the actual farm completely done in a series of time lapses, which hopefully you've enjoyed. And as you can see, look at this. The items are just flowing straight up to me. There was a couple of times when I actually ran out of resources and I just stood here for a few moments and got myself the redstone that I needed. So yeah, we're doing okay. I need to organise a little bit of storage up here, of course. And that is of course not for today. That is all that I've got time for today. But let's just have a little look around and we'll see what we've got. So yeah, I'm just going to empty out my inventory a little bit because it is an utter mess as usual. I've just finished a build and it's a mess. So let's get rid of all this and try and beat the flow of glowstone and redstone and things because it is coming through really quickly. Okay, so I moved up the portal from down below up to here just to give myself options. So basically when I come through here. All of this up here needs to be reorganized, but I've organized my AFK point to be a little bit offset from the center, and that's just to make sure that I'm not putting any extra items or blocks in that chunk where the farm is. Now I think that'll help. I'm pretty certain that'll help. That should increase the rates. Look at this lot, my goodness. You leave the area for a second and you just get piles of stuff piling up all over the place. Let's jump down. Let's hope I don't land on something I shouldn't. I should have put my binding on me. So, hey ho. That's the way it goes. This is clearly working. Stuff's going on. What's going on? It sounds like somebody's stuck. Now, this is something that I set up. I added a reset because occasionally the blocks will get stuck. So every couple of minutes, this is going to fire and it's going to push all the blocks back in, and anything that's left lying around is going to get shifted back to the reset position. Oh my goodness. What a noise. Oh, the witch could see me. Okay, it's a bit dark around here. I can't see much, but there's a load of witches on that line, which I can just about make out. Now, I think once this timer fires, they're all going to drop down. We're going to get a batch of witches. Now, that just happens occasionally. It's just a thing. Things get stuck. So, yeah, that's what we've got going on there. I'm going to do a bit of tidying up and move all of my chests out of the way because I've got a lot of stuff there. It's kind of difficult to see. I need to come over here when I've got some night vision on, and then you'll get a better idea of what's going on. Okay guys, there we go. That is the farm built, everything finished. I've got a little bit more testing to do. I want to make sure that I'm not losing anything on the rates on this, and I need to check how quick this is actually running. I might have to knock some of the land down behind me there and sort of flatten that to make it a bit more efficient. But anyway, we are getting resources. We are getting redstone and glowstone for free, and sticks and empty bottles and sugar and all sorts of other stuff that I don't want. But I really wanted the glowstone and I really wanted the redstone, and that is coming out now. So that's great. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please do leave a like. And if you want to see some more, drop me a subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.